An important note came across in some DMs. A woman I worked with in Zoom fashion reported her experience with her progressions and everything else that she was guiding. And one of the things that stood out, the expectations were all hit. It was just a given, but one of the big things that stood out, just like my knee that I had pain with, all of a sudden doesn't anymore. Feels good. There's still a little bit of a healing response, but it's good. And we didn't even talk about it. That was the big key takeaway. That's why I keep trying to tell people who want to come in and tell me about all their stuff. There is no shoulder protocol. There's no knee protocol. If there's a protocol, you're in the wrong place. Even if it's nutritionally a protocol, there is no protocol specific that you can fit everybody into. It has to be unique to that person at that time. And it has to be set up in such a way that they can constantly be changing dynamically based on their intention. All their cells, tissues, and organs are going to be different every single second of every single day. So the approach, no matter who they are when they enter it, has to be met with that new person, no matter where they're at in the state of being that they're in. So again, if I treated her like a knee instead of who she is, and I was looking at all things knee, her knee would feel better. It's easy to do that. It's a piece of cake. But months down the line, weeks down the line, days down the line, or even further, all of a sudden, all this other stuff's going to start to fall apart. We can't be fit into protocols. When it comes to soft tissue injury, take the knee. You got a foot, ankle, calf that supports it. You got a hip that's above it. You got a pelvis. You got a spine. You got shoulders, elbows, and hands, wrists, and forearms. You also have the other hip, the other knee, the other foot, ankle, calf. You have to sync all that up every single time with everything, every single input, no matter what. And you have to have freedom for them to be able to increase this intention that's greater than anything they've ever encountered before. Go harder than anything they've ever done, ever before. It has to be done safely, repeatably, sustainably, in the privacy of their own self-guided to where they can put a fingerprint or a thumbprint on the deal. We are not doing that in soft tissue rehab. We are going in at an affected joint, fitting them into this protocol or giving them a couple exercises or something to make the knee feel better. And we're doing people a disservice. Ooh, my Amazon package. We're doing people a disservice from this. And this was just case in point from my video the other day that she reached out and was just like, we didn't even talk about my knee. I don't need to hear about all this. Doctors and therapists, whoever's like practicing for real. What's up, man? Thank you so much. You got a present for me.
Yeah.
Everybody reads it. They're like, Zoom session in progress. Right. Stay the fuck out unless you have a present for me. Right. Thanks, brother. Be good, man.
You're welcome.
So that's the rule in my office. Stay the fuck out unless you have a present for me. But that's the thing. We've got people who want to talk about all their traumas and talk about the history and talk about what they've had and talk about the surgeries and talk about the injuries and talk about what hurt. It doesn't make any bit of difference. We are not guided by what's happened in the past. It has nothing to do with anything of who you are right now. We acknowledge them. They're very real. The damage is okay, fine, great. But Jesus, if we thought about everything that could be considered a trauma that's creating damage to cells, motherfucker, there's a chance that encounter right there with that dude would create something. It's like, where does it stop with these freaking traumas? Holy shit. Or the list of injuries. I'm in the process of changing my paperwork today, simplifying it even more. I copied it from some chiropractor when I was in chiropractic school, just so I could have this paperwork done. I'm going to reduce it down because there's so many things on there I don't need to know. Truly, I just need to know how to contact you. And then it's really right now, right here. What am I seeing? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? What are you going to show psychologically? What are you going to hold? What stories are you holding on to as how the body heals? Are you holding on to anything else? We have to eliminate that real time, or at least put you in a position to be able to be open to that and then moving forward. But again, plans with me, approaches with me, scrolls with me, they have to be all encompassing because a knee is attached to everything. And then you got to get everything synced up. That person has to get everything synced up so that they can, one, connect the dots, two, push themselves repeatably to a level greater than anything they've ever experienced safely without injury from the inputs. Injury from inputs in life, hell yeah. Injury from training and rehab, never. Ever, ever. So that's the all-encompassing. That's how I approach it. That's what it is with soft tissue injury training and rehab. It's in the person's hands. There might be guidelines, but that person's put their thumbprint on there to be able to take the system greater than to a level that it was prior to where anything ever happened before. That's not occurring anymore. That freedom is not there. People are terrified of their exercise because exercise hurts them, because it's boot camps, it's classes that reduce them down to some fucking 3 times a week yoga or Pilates or somatic trauma-induced Pilates or something that's just not enough. We have to have something, again, self-contained, sovereign, repeatable, sustainable, adaptable, safe for them to be able to amplify to a stimulus level greater than anything that's created any problems in the past, any damage to tissues. And it has to be ever evolving to allow the ever evolving person to step into it and continue on their course. Because then in 3 years, I tell people all the time, if you take a plan from me and you put it in a drawer for 5 years, you take my book, you take all the tests, all the plans, all the recipes, all the stuff, put it in a drawer for 5 years, pull it out. You could apply it right then and there because it's evergreen. It's principles. Principles never go out of style. They will never be proven wrong. They will only be sharpened and enhanced even more. But that shit doesn't go out of style. That stuff is the science. That stuff is truth. And those are the plans, are the protocols. But we know that there's no protocols. All right, I'm getting a text. I'm late for a meeting with some special doctor. You guys might know her. Take care.